Hello, angels.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Hello, David.
Yeah, I was just checking out mouth see if there's any like cheese left over from my dinner, but we're good.
God. We are the Wormhole
That's cool.
Extremists on Dial the Gate, and this episode is about Stargate podcasts from around the web. And I originally wasn't going to include ours because it was everyone else's chance to shine, and then part of me is like, oh hell, let's just bookend with us. So, Nicole, what is it that
Yes.
we do? What is it that makes our show a satellite, like a sister show to Dial the Gate, special?
So, I just want to preface everything by saying that we met, back in like 2019, the three of us in different kind of stages, and we developed
Mhm.
dysfunctional friendships, and
Like
so
rapport.
yeah, interesting rapport, and
Also known as
so.
rapport.
And Yvie was like my bestie from like the get-go. And so yeah, David
Aw.
was like, "Oh, we should rewatch the Stargate episodes together." And I was like, "The three of us would do great. Let's do it."
In real time.
So in real time, so we watch every Sunday as much as we can, based on what we're doing. Along with the episodes, we don't show the episodes. We just like have a counter on the screen so people can watch along. And we bicker, we debate things, and then we also play a game called Bad Example, where it's like a Stargate Pictionary.
We draw
Evie says it
stuff.
better than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we draw stuff.
Bad
Yeah, and
example.
bad example.
Damn.
So
Yeah,
Nicole and I spend a
and
lot
Australian
of time yelling at
accent.
each other, and we
yeah,
we are currently in season 8 of SG1 and season 1
yeah,
of Atlantis. We do 2 episodes every week
yeah.
that we get
Hmm.
Uh,
together.
And the thing is about it is it's really, really fun because we get to talk to everyone on the live while we do it. And
Hmm.
we rate every episode out of 7 chevrons because there are no halvesies because you need 7 chevrons to dial the gate. And David really hates it. Yeah, so we have a really good time, going through them and then rating them. And we're really, really far. We're only halfway, more or less. So
Yeah, got a
long way to
long way to
go. Really
go. And now
exciting.
with the new show,
But
it's like
yeah. Yeah. And
Yes.
while
Never
David and I are
ending.
like bickering, then you have Evie who's
breaking in with
being
logic and
pleasant and
facts.
factual. So Evie,
What do you do?
yeah.
So I guess I am kind of like the podcast. I think David called me an archivist at one point, and I kind of
Yeah.
latched
Yeah.
onto that, and I kind of like that term. So I
Also the
like
referee.
to, yes, the referee,
It is
exactly.
true.
I like to support our broadcast by adding in, facts from the show, like little tidbits of knowledge sort of weaved into the commentary. So I do quite a bit of research on
I was
my
about to say,
end.
you do not downplay this. How many hours a week do you spend prepping for a show?
Oh, so
Typically.
it really depends on the time that I have. I'm trying to narrow down my processes so that I'm not spending all of my spare time on this show, but I would have spent probably hundreds of hours since we've started just
But the
doing
point is, like, every
research.
week you spend at
It's
least
it's a good
two to
chunk of time.
four
It's at
hours.
least, oh, it's more than that,
You rewatch
actually,
the episodes
ashamedly
before
so.
we do, and then you do
I
like
do.
dial the gate
So
interview research and other interview research to put in
I
all
do.
these facts. So when you're watching with us, you get an
Hmm.
education on what this episode was that compares really to the DVD commentaries that came out.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I would say exceeds
Yes.
them because we have the
Yes.
institutional knowledge of the franchise built into it and not just the production knowledge, which Evie facilitates.
Yep, exactly, exactly. And sometimes there's like little bits that you've unearthed during your interviews with some of the cast and crew that they wouldn't have discussed on the DVD commentary. So I feel like it just adds in just this little bit of extra seasoning
That's
to
it.
Stargate. So yeah, that's basically what we do. And I love doing it, even though it takes up, a fair chunk of my time. I really do enjoy it. It makes me feel very useful. It feels like I'm kind of giving back to the
Well,
fandom,
you
I
are giving back
guess.
to the fandom, Yvonne Cahill.
Yeah.
There's nothing shy about that. Just admit it. Nicole and I just sit around and talk.
It's true. It's true.
So
Although David sets up everything and then Evie does all the facts and I'm just here for vibes.
you're helping with
So
Well,
pictures.
I
that's
almost
fine.
feel like I need to catch up to you guys, if that makes sense, because I came into the fandom quite late in the game. I've only started watching like the last, God, how long has it been? I think I started watching in like 2016. So I started quite late into the game.
You
So
did. Yeah.
I feel like I've got a little bit of catching up to do, and you guys have sort of more knowledge than me because you've seen the show more times.
At the end of the
It's
day,
like
we're all
embedded.
the same fans.
That's
So.
the thing.
I've been longer than
don't-
you.
There's no like I love pulling the age game that I'm the youngest, but in terms of like, being a fan, I don't think that at any point you can sit there and like be like, oh yeah, these people are better than other people.
Look at
because
how much
they've been there
fandom you
longer.
have. It's like whatever.
Yeah, it
So-
doesn't matter,
It doesn't matter.
And there was definitely like a lot of that in the early days where it's like, like do we fit? Is it like, do we make sense in this space? And it's like, no. We are fans of things, so we are going to be there because we're allowed to be with fans. So
Yes, yep, that is very true.
I would-
That is
And everyone
very
is
true. And it's
welcome.
been a journey.
It
It's been a
has.
personal
Yeah.
journey and kind of not a professional journey, but I guess professional in the sense that it's kind of become almost like a second occupation. But
Yeah.
There's a component to that for sure.
it's more fun, a lot more fun.
Well, the podcast that you're about to see, we're going to show you 4 or 5, and I would argue that ours has more energy in some cases, but also they didn't know me, so we're incorporating, we're feeling each other out as we go along.
Yeah.
But we're definitely up there in terms of like excitement and intensity for sure. But I wanted to, if
yeah.
anyone who hasn't seen us, give you guys a chance to see us. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we
it's
don't do a lot
really-
of. Sorry, Nicole.
Go. No, go.
I was
Go.
going to say we don't do a lot of self-promotion, so
No.
it's sort of
Very under the radar. Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
a lot
Probably
of
too
people
much.
don't know that we're
We
there.
like our little bubble, but the thing that's really funny about it is, as David said, like David and me and Yvie, like Yvie and I know each other well. It was David and us that didn't have the dynamic. And as
Mm-hmm.
the years now, like 3 years have gone on, it's been tense. There's been a lot of arguments. There's been a lot of debates on and off. But
And
like the
an
bottom
awful
line is,
lot of standing by one another when the
Yeah.
chips fall.
Well,
yeah,
that's
and
the point.
and
Yeah.
it's the thing is that's really nice about it is that like we're all kind of like siblings, so and like we all love each other, so like we just we're gonna get through it all
We
no
hash
matter
it
like
out
what's going on,
and we deal
yeah.
with it and we move
Yeah.
forward. So that's
Yeah.
what's been really amazing about this, because we've been in some situations where it's like, okay, like in like where we've gone to events together and we've been trapped, and it's like, okay, this sucks, and we get through it and we come
Yeah.
out stronger and not hating one another, because
Yes,
that's often
and
what
guys,
happens
isn't it
with a lot of
Gate,
people.
guys, the gate
So.
brings us
It
together.
does. Yeah. So let's have a look at these other shows. Enjoy the next couple of hours, and we'll see you back here at the end. So speak to you soon. How are we doing, guys?
We're doing well. How about you?
I am well. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and be a part of my little sojourn through some of the podcasts from around the web. How long have you guys been around?
We've been doing this for 4.5 years now, since April of 2021.
Really? Is this your first podcast?
It was mine. Jack, I think you had a little bit more experience.
Yeah, I've been doing Secrets of Technology on SQPN for a while, and every so often I'll do like one of the Secrets of Movies and TVs, but this was the first one that I was doing full time.
Why?
Um,
Why Stargate?
Yeah, you're the one who kind of called us all together, I think.
Yeah, so it had been, I know Dom, who runs SQPN, he has like a list of like all the shows we want to eventually cover.
SQP. What can you unabbreviate that?
Yes, so SQPN, it's the StarQuest Production Network.
Okay.
We're a Catholic podcast network. We like to do basically the intersection of pop culture and Catholicism, and so we cover all sorts of different franchises. We got Doctor Who show, Star Trek, Secrets of Movies and TV, which covers various different movies and television shows.
Star
And
Wars, Tolkien.
Yeah, Secrets of Star Wars, Tolkien.
So this is based on a faith-based perspective as
That
well.
is correct.
What percentage of the show circles around that?
Admittedly, not very much.
Okay.
Stargate is a pretty agnostic show when it comes to religion. There are episodes, though, that do touch on some moral issues. For example, on the Stargate episode, Atlantis episode, Michael and that whole character art with Michael, the Wraith who's been turned into, or visibly turned into a human by the Atlantis crew. We do address kind of the morality of whether or not it would still, is it ethical to create human-looking Wraith to have them fed on by other Wraith? In our early days, we had for the first I would say probably 3 years, we had a Catholic priest, Father Corey Stika, on our program, and he was a great asset to our show as well. He was an ex airman from the Air Force, so he also provided insight into, they would never allow that in the Air Force, or they have the wrong uniforms, that sort of thing. Although we lost him because he went back
Isn't he
to
a chaplain now? Yeah.
Yes, he went back to the Air Force as a chaplain.
I just wrapped up a conversation with Robert Cooper and Darren Sumner over at Gate World, and just as we finished talking, our post conversation ended up teeing up the conversation that they're going to have when my show returns for season 6 next year, because they get on like a house on fire when talking about religion and philosophy. And that's not something that we've sat down and dedicated with Rob before. There is a large perception of the corner of the Stargate circles on the web that I hang out in that Stargate is an anti God franchise. And Rob stopped the conversation. He said, it's an anti-false God franchise. He was very specific to make that distinction, which I think that you all would appreciate. But
absolutely,
atheists won't necessarily appreciate that distinction. So I want to have them back to explore that distinction. Jack, when did you discover Stargate?
So I've been a sci-fi fan my entire life growing up. So I've always known about Stargate. I watched the original movie years and years ago, and the television show has always been on my list to watch. Like I've got that on there with like Farscape, Babylon 5, all those shows I want to get to. And when Dom asked if I wanted to do this podcast, that was kind of the impetus I needed to finally sit down and start watching the show. So I'm the only one of the panelists who is watching the show for the first time.
Where are you?
We are.
Where are we in the show? We actually,
in the series.
Yeah. So we actually just recorded our episode on 200 for Secrets of or for Stargate SG-1, and then we're at the beginning of season 3 for Atlantis.
So are you going through episode release order?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're bouncing back and forth currently between SG-1 and SGA.
Yep, that's correct. That's what we're doing, and then we'll be tackling a universe when that one comes up.
Yeah, and Victor, you've seen everything, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So, including universe, didn't make it too far into Infinity, but I will.
It has a lot of good messages, actually. As part of the education block for Fox at that time. Every episode has a value-based approach to some like, trust people, or do as you're told, or not that, but like each of the episodes has a theme.
Excellent. We'll definitely cover that then.
Yes.
I think we could get something out of that.
Email me. I'll send you the spreadsheet that has all of them broken
down.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
I have it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I watched it not as it originally aired on Showtime, but when it made the jump to Sci-Fi, I picked up, I think, in season 6. And then, of course, loved it immediately, and bought the DVDs and rewatched the first 5 seasons on DVD. And then since then, I watched it as it aired on Sci-Fi, Atlantis, and Universe as well. So have rewatched it maybe once or twice before doing this podcast. I think this is probably my 4th time watching Stargate Atlantis. But Lisa Jones, who does the podcast with us, couldn't be with us here tonight, but she watches it regularly with her family and has seen multiple rewatches of the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, we missed her.
It's okay. I mean, but yeah, it's a really, I like shows that are fun to watch, that don't take themselves too seriously, that don't kind of get too mired down in their own angst and drama and stuff. And it's a great show. We watch it. Our kids have grown up watching Stargate, and it's just a really great show to see with the family.
With the title "Secrets of," what is it specifically that you guys are uncovering, working to uncover? What's the goal in that direction from the podcast episode to episode?
So the title "Secrets of," that's kind of the format that all the StarQuest shows use. It'll be like Secrets of Star Trek, Secrets of Doctor Who, and ours is of course Secrets of Stargate. And our main goal is, like we had talked about, kind of trying to find that intersection of faith with pop
I
culture.
see.
But also because, like we had just said, it's sometimes there's not something that's really applicable to the faith. We always strive for, at the very least, just to provide something that's going to be entertaining and always family friendly.
Okay, absolutely. So it's not specifically like a goal of providing information that people may not necessarily be aware of so much as providing an overall well-rounded, entertaining program experience.
Exactly.
Got it. That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, I don't have, the highest level of insight, but we do, read the wikis and watch the commentaries. And if you don't have access to the DVDs or haven't watched the commentary tracks, there might be some additional insight there. The Martin Wood commentaries I like particularly a lot because he really does break down how he does
Thorough.
certain shots. Yeah, I enjoy those. Maybe more so than the Peter DeLuise and Gary Jones commentaries, which if you've listened to any of those,
So you watch them all in advance of the.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you watch the show on while you're on the podcast while you're recording, or do you watch it and then get together afterwards and talk about it?
Yeah, well, we all watch it and then we'll take notes and then we'll get together and we'll talk about it. We've talked about doing some sort of watch-alongs, like on I think Facebook Live. You can do that, something like that. We haven't really been able to put that together yet, but we generally will watch the episodes before we talk about them.
Okay, so they're not getting your reaction live, Jack, as you're learning some stuff, like watching Heroes or something like that. You come on here and discuss it after the fact.
Right.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I can tell you with Wormhole Extremists, our Dial the Gates sister show, that's a live rewatch show. There's so many hurdles that you have to jump through to make sure that you're, especially international and with two different speeds, NTSC and PAL, it's a mess. So you can only get so far with it, and your way is largely probably easier for people to swallow. But how are you, once you finish the franchise, are you planning on putting this thing to bed, or are you planning on switching over to topics? What are your thoughts a few years down the line?
So I was looking at our timeline, and I think we have about 2.5 to 3 years left if we finish out all the shows. Our big hope is that by that time there'll be more Stargate for us to talk about. That's been our hope since the show started.
Your lips to God's ear.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So yeah. So I think once we get to the end of universe, we may slow down our release schedule a bit, but I would definitely like for us to continue maybe covering different aspects of the Stargate universe and Stargate canon as a whole.
What's your current publishing interval?
Weekly.
Once a week. Okay.
Yeah.
And how far ahead are you guys in terms of production?
We try to stay 2 or 3, sometimes as much as 4 weeks ahead.
There you go. You have a buffer.
You don't want to get too far ahead because then if there's viewer feedback, it doesn't seem relevant. We do like to cover that on our show. But again, if somebody's sick or we can't get together one week, it helps to have that little bit of a buffer there for sure. We just
yeah, for sure.
Episode 200 of SG1 was our 234th episode, so that'll be out in 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow. Okay, so you cover one episode per podcast.
Yes. Which
Except
is why
for
I think
34 others, which I'm curious about.
those are the Atlantis episodes.
I see.
Sometimes if it's a 2-parter, we'll do it as one episode. If it's if it flows that way. We've covered the Stargate movie. We've covered Stargate Origins as a special episode. Yep.
The movie is so much better than the individual episodes that they released on Stargate Command.
That's the one that we watched. Yeah. And, there's a lot of really good aspects to it as well. We try not to be, too negative or cynical or try to tear things apart. We love the show. We love the creators of the show, the people who poured their life for 13 years and more into producing these shows. It shows. I mean, in the finished product, these people really loved the show that they were making, and they loved the fans that they were making it for. And we just really, that's not to say we didn't have some things to say about One False Step. For example, with the some of the costume choices in that episode, but we recognize that. And I don't know if you've noticed this too, but when we started the show, 4.5 years ago, certainly there was a Stargate fandom, but on X, I only see it increasing, over the past 2 or 3 years. I mean, it seems like more and more people are discovering Stargate for the first time. There's those accounts that share one frame from the episode every 15 minutes. And you see a lot of those. I think it's like every SG1 frame in order, or every Atlantis frame in order.
My gosh.
Yeah. And you see those shared as reaction gifs kind of now. So
Okay.
It might just be the algorithm serving up what I want to see.
I have not seen anything like that. I honestly have not seen anything that would indicate just in my personal bubble, an enlarged interest in the franchise. At least not since Netflix carried the SG1, at least for a little while, and the fact that Netflix marked it as adults only by MGM only handing them the version of Children of the Gods with the nudity. I've gone round and round with people who are half like, what difference does it make? And the other half are like, you don't have kids, or you don't care at all about what they watch. That turned a lot of people off. That one simple mistake of not putting Final Cut on there or the syndicated version on that. And I think it's a travesty, because I think that the show could have gotten a ton of new eyeballs. A ton.
And
I don't think we'll ever know how bad that choice was, or lack of choice, just pulling a version and giving it to them.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to, and this might just be my own bias, a real desire out there for not kid friendly, but family friendly science fiction.
Friendly.
Yeah.
But that's what's been so nice about Stargate is I've gotten my 9-year-old son to watch some of it with me, and he's really enjoyed it.
About ready, yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those shows where, like, I'm a huge Trekkie, but I can't show him most of Discovery or even Strange New Worlds because it just goes too much in the direction of trying to do the Battlestar Galactica vibe of just being dark,
gritty,
and overly violent. Yeah, it's like I want something that has good strong writing, good characters, and it doesn't have to be solely kid focused, but it needs to be something that I can let my 9-year-old watch, because that's how I grew up, and with the love of sci-fi is watching Next Generation on TV. So
I watched TOS and TNG. Those were my first shows away from public television since I was 4. I was never allowed to watch cartoons until much later. My folks did not want the violence, which says a lot about my personality as an adult. But there's something to be said for modern storytelling that's far more edgy, and in some respects it's a little bit more sophisticated, but it's not necessarily as good as a modern show like The Orville. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see Orville, but it's wonderful.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, that's something really we've lost, as not speaking for the profession of TV writers, but when you have to create 20 episodes in a year and they're all 42 minutes, and there can be some arcs, but they have to be self-contained stories because that's what the audience expects. That's a real art. And so, in addition to the appreciation for the actors, the producers, all the crew, the writers, I think, really made Stargate what it is, serving up fresh stories, keeping that, the characters we love, keeping the team, together. Really at no point in SG1, aside from some episodes where they've been, maybe under some alien influence, is the team at war with with each other, and I think that if I'm turning on a show at the end of a work day or something, or watching it with my kids, I want to see people who get along, solving problems, and cool ships and explosions. And
It's chicken soup.
yeah
Exactly.
There are some episodes where you can just put it on and you finish it and you feel better about your surroundings, and even if things aren't ideal for you, you feel like, you know what, I can go out and do another one of these tomorrow because I have something waiting for me if things go sideways.
yeah
Yep, exactly.
we couldn't do 234 episodes and counting of a podcast if we didn't love the show deeply.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Where can we find you guys?
So you can find us, the show's on any podcast app you can think of, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We have it on YouTube. We have video versions on YouTube, actually. And then you can find the website that has all the links and everything at sqpn.com/Stargate.
SQPN. So Sierra, Quebec, Papa, November.com.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Very cool.
Or on X at SQPN, and, Facebook if you have that.
So do you guys run SQPN, or is that a larger network of which you are a part?
We are a part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's run by Dom Bettinelli, who's been doing it for many, many, many years. Next year, SQPN is celebrating its 20th anniversary. So
one of the first podcasts. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they've really built a really good network of shows. There's shows about sacred art, shows about science and stuff on there, and it's I don't have time to listen to them all, unfortunately, but if you have an interest in science fiction, or just a sense of wonder in the world and how that could be informed by faith, the shows are really worth checking out.
Guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to share your show and your insights, and we'll be linking back to your program below. So thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, I was
Thank you
super
for
excited.
being here. The Stargate Fandom podcast. So, Alyssa, Emily, are you equal partners in this? Does one of you take point usually? How do you guys divide up the responsibility?
No, we're pretty equal. I mean, we
Yeah,
kind of both
we're equal.
do everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like, yeah, Alyssa's very good with like the writing descriptions part. She's so much better with all of that, and then like I'll sometimes like edit the video and things like that. So, but
okay.
it's
So
just-
Emily, you sound like me, and Alyssa, you sound like Darren. So,
Yeah.
The
I mean, like,
Gatewell
we have
partnership that we had for years. So,
exactly. I mean, I would say, I thought you meant like in terms of directing the conversations. No, we're usually pretty equal. But yeah, Emily's the video one, and I'm more the like figuring out what to do and how to write the descriptions and everything like that. So.
well, Alyssa, you are the with you being the one with the pen in your hand, as it were. Tell me a little bit about the Stargate Fandom podcast. Very broad, very broad. I like the title. It is all encompassing. So tell me about your guys' show.
Sure. I mean, it's interesting because we actually started a couple years ago. We made just a general podcast because we've known each other since we were like both 4. And so for many, many years, even though we've like moved different countries and different cities, so it's kind of been interesting, but we kept converging. And so we started a podcast like about random things a couple years ago. And at some point we did an episode about Amanda Tapping because we were both like, wanting to talk about positive things. And it led to us going, why don't we just make a podcast about Stargate? And so we just thought of this idea to make this podcast where we talk about Stargate in a sort of fun way, a way that can kind of, focus more on community, sort of be like the Jack O'Neill of Stargate podcasts. We're very goofy. We do talk about deep things, so we do enjoy the more philosophical topics and the moral issues, but of course we're both really goofy. And we also are both notoriously bad at remembering details. So like we also kind of hope we can give a podcast for the people that aren't super trivia nerds and can remember everything.
Well, I
Yeah,
can certainly
pretty much.
appreciate, wanting to strike a balance. So, Emily, how many podcasts have you guys created now? Is this just your second one, or do you guys have like a whole like constellation of them?
That would be amazing, huh? No, this was just our second one. I think what it was is, since we are like really close friends and we're just dorks, and it's like I think with our first one, it was just kind of I was just trying to figure out what it was that we actually wanted to do. And then it's like, well, we realized, well, hey, we're always talking about Stargate anyways.
Mhm.
Why not do a podcast about Stargate? Because we love it so much. And so we're like, I don't know honestly why we didn't think of it sooner.
Yes,
It took us a while.
How long have you been Stargate fans, Alyssa?
I guess I've been a Stargate fan since probably about 2005, because that's,
Okay.
I mean, I know it was kind of like near the end of it. At some point I went to the library, and my then partner was really into Stargate, and we
Mhm.
started renting the DVDs completely out of order
Mhm.
and watched all of it. And I just got super hooked on it, and then have watched it in order many times since then.
Mhm.
Started with just SG1, but eventually moved on to Atlantis, and now we're kind of watching Universe. So
Kind of watching Universe?
yeah, in the middle of it. I'm not finished yet.
Are you watching it together?
Well, sort of like we were both started because we wanted to talk about it this year, and we didn't. Neither. I mean, I know Emily has seen it before, but I had never seen it. I had never seen it before, and so, kind of is like, unfortunately, I've had a lot of busy things in the last little while, so I haven't been able to consistently keep up with it like I was a few months ago. But
Where are you in the show?
the fourth episode of season 2.
What do you think?
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Don't give spoilers because I forget.
No, don't spoil it, but what do you think?
Oh, you mean like, do I like it? I mean, honestly, like I would say overall, I really like it. There's some things that are different. And so that I think
Yeah.
affects the sort of watching, like how you
Yeah.
watch it and the way in which you watch it. But I would say overall, I really enjoy it more than I expected.
It's my favorite of the 3.
Really?
Really?
Because
Really?
hashtag reasons. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
The second half of season 2 is some of the best sci-fi period.
Oh, I'm
Ooh.
looking forward.
Emily, how far do you and Stargate go back?
So Alyssa was the one that introduced me to Stargate. So it was probably roughly around maybe a few years later than when Alyssa started Stargate. And at that time, I kind of was into certain sci-fi things, but I wasn't too much. And I remember them telling me about it, and they're just like, you might try watching the show. And then I just decided if I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And then I started watching it. I absolutely loved it. So, because for me, it's like a big deal to be able to actually feel like rewatching something, because I'm someone that I could get bored very, very easily. And
Mhm.
Stargate's like one of the very few shows that I could watch a million times and never be bored. So, yeah.
I watched the show in order. The episode that was my pivot point was Torment of Tantalus.
Ooh,
Alyssa, what was yours?
in terms of like my pivot point, the 2 episodes that kind of early on stuck out for me, and I'm not sure if like maybe
this is my show now.
Yeah, probably both the Knox and then also Learning Curve. Just because of the grayness of both, and I'm really like a big kind of things that present you with like ways of looking at things that's maybe uncomfortable or not what you'd expect.
She's
I'm
going
really
back to get her brain sucked out. And I
Yes.
dare anyone to phrase it more lightly. Yeah. Yeah, that's a powerful show.
Yeah.
Emily, you?
Ooh, I was trying to think of it when you were asking that. I honestly don't know. Like, because it is like a serious joke between me and Alyssa that it's like I'm super into it. Like in the moment, I love it. Can I fully remember
Yeah.
details and remember the names of the episodes? No.
Well, it's, I mean,
So,
that's
like,
the, when it comes out, when you're watching it years after the fact, yeah, you're inhaling it, or, watching
yeah,
it when you can here and there. It's not methodical going into long-term storage like it was for me. So, and also
yeah,
just writing about it weekly. So that will do that to you too. You don't
yeah.
even know that you're assimilating it, but you are. What is the format of the show, Alyssa? Is it the same week after week? Do you guys have a beginning, middle, and end to an episode? Why should people tune in to watch you guys? What is it that you guys do week after week? Or what is it that you bring episode to episode that makes you stand out? And
So
Emily, I'm
in
coming for
our
you next.
I mean, in our case, we don't have necessarily a specific like beginning, middle, end of each episode. But what we do is we tend to write out what the episodes are going to be ahead of time, and we try to plan topics.
We meaning you writing.
Well, we kind of do it together, but then
You
like
go
we
back and
talk
forth, but
about
you're
it,
the
and
one who
then
writes it. Oh, okay.
yeah, and then I flesh out what we
Okay.
have to do. We try to plan topics that so we kind of hit different things like in so that maybe if we talk about something dark one week, that maybe the next week we try and introduce a lighter topic. And we do try to go at it more from this like engagement of the community angle, and getting people interested in different things, rather than necessarily focusing on very specific stuff. It's sometimes we do, maybe we have an episode that's just about one specific episode, especially sometimes like Emily wrote me once and said, I saw this episode of Universe and it really, like, I feel like I would want to talk about this episode. And so I said, okay, let's do one on that episode.
Time?
And what?
Was it time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was absolutely time. You nailed it. You're good.
It demands that that you decompress with it, because the ending is so bold. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get
So
it.
yeah, I
Emily?
guess
Oh no, go ahead. Alyssa, finish your
Yeah.
train of thought.
No, I would say so. I guess in a sense, like if you want to say why should people watch us, I mean, I think we try and be relatable and appealing to sort of the wide audience of people that want to engage with the show and engage with the community, and to bring a lot of different diversity of topics and interests related to Stargate that people might find, fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emily?
Yeah. And I think too, like sometimes we're just silly about it. So sometimes we'll just do things that aren't necessarily like based off of like just an episode. We'll do like, stuff like would you rather this or that, sometimes
Yeah.
like we try and see if there's other fans of Stargate that want to come on and talk to us and tell us about their creative stuff that they do. Cause like me and Alyssa are both composers, and so in any creative field, people do all sorts of creative things with Stargate. So it's we haven't had like many people on, but we've been trying to like see if people are interested in coming on and talking about like their art or whatever it is that they do, or even talking about Stargate with us. We've had a few like other people on, but yeah, so just kind of, I guess, if people want to watch something that is just kind of chill and silly. Sometimes we talk about the serious stuff. Sometimes we're just like, cry laughing, so.
Look, you've got to have the learning curve episode and the Red Sky episode, and then every once in a while you just got to go balls to the walls with Wormhole Extreme.
Yes.
It's the same show, and it's not,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can do all of it, and it's all okay. And that's life. Very much so. So you compose music?
Yeah. So I tend to do film composing, and Alyssa does new music. So if I'm saying that correctly, Alyssa, you go ahead.
Okay. Through keyboards, what is your input device? I'm curious.
So I use a program called Logic Pro, and so then there's many different sound libraries you can use, like if you compose, or I mean obviously you can always record live instrumentalists, but like so I'll like compose the music and then just input it in with those instruments, or if there's a budget there for actual like people playing the instruments, then those they would be recorded.
Of course.
So yeah.
Alyssa?
Oh, I'm like concert composer, and also I actually saw everything. Like I write for instruments, computers, weird interfaces. I transform music with movement, that kind of stuff. And I mean, actually, we did a concert together about with Stargate inspired pieces. So that was a recent thing that we did that was kind of fun. But yeah, so me, it's kind of everything. Yeah, in that sense.
Are there links to your work that I can get from both of you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're talking about your Stargate community. Where do you engage? Is it a specific platform more than others that you that we can find you guys?
Us, I mean, we are primarily, I would say, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. That's where most of our content is. I mean, we're also, of course, on like Spotify as podcasts, but in terms of if people want to interact with us, of course, like TikTok and Instagram is super easy. We can respond to messages. And if people want to contact about, even if they just say, hey, I want to come in and talk about this thing, or if they want to ask us a question, or, I mean, we're very open to that. We love opening discussions and hearing what other people have to say. So we would welcome that.
Is it a consistent release schedule, or is it staggered based on when you guys are free?
When we're free,
in terms of when our episodes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you were fine, Alyssa.
Okay. No, I was saying like during usually we have kind of a period where we're releasing relatively consistently. So once a week, every Monday, we release something. But every once in a while we have sort of pause periods, especially when we either are kind of regrouping and thinking of content, or both of us have sort of more projects on the go that we need to pause.
So it's pre-recorded and edited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Wormhole Extremists, the advantage with it is that with the three of us, we can take time off when any of us puts our hand up and says, I need this weekend off. And our rule is among all of us, no questions asked. We postpone the show. And I have a calendar that I just keep on shifting the dates down. There's 200 episodes planned, and we're at like 190. We're at like 95, 96 right now.
Wow.
But we've plotted out how many it'll take to rewatch, because Wormhole Extremists is Dial the Gate's rewatch channel.
Okay.
But the benefit about making it live is that it's up, warts and all. And like this is going to be an edited episode, and it quadruples the amount of time that it takes to kick it out. So there's give and take. So guys, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your podcast with me.
If people are interested in hearing the music, the concert that Alyssa mentioned, we have that. Well, I guess it's not connected with our podcast fully, but it's on our YouTube channel that has the music that we composed based off of our inspiration of Stargate. So there's that if people are like interested in music stuff.
We also have character features. So if people are interested in character features, we have some about some of the characters. And then we also just have shows where we talk about kind of goofy things, or maybe end of season, unpopular opinions. So I would kind of encourage someone to just look at our titles and see the one that maybe pops out the most in terms of topic that they go, yeah, I want that.
Well, I wanted to finish on something hokey or clever, and you just pulled it out of the air for me. What is an unpopular opinion that you each have about Stargate, Emily? Or about something in the show?
I mean, I don't know how unpopular it is. I think it's maybe mixed. I guess with Universe. I guess with Universe, I would say I really have to have seen like probably half of season 1 to truly get into it. It was like after I was like halfway through, then I'm like, okay. Like it honestly felt like a bit of a struggle for me getting into the swing of things, just because it's a different vibe. Not that it's not good, it's good. It's just a whole different vibe. So I guess I don't know if that's what you would call
it's actually a fairly popular approach.
Not, but...
Darren, we were doing podcasts when through the Gate World podcast when Universe was airing, and Darren used a football term for SGU. It's especially around middle of season 1. It's a gradual progression of downs, and you're waiting American football. You're waiting for that that touchdown to occur, and it keeps on being pushed off until about space, where you get like the first one, where everyone has to come together to rally around something other than them dealing with each other. So I completely get that. Alyssa?
Oh, okay, that's also tough. Maybe I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of feel like Daniel and Vala are not really a couple. They're more like siblings or close friends.
I'm not crazy about them either. Yeah.
To me, they have like sibling energy or something, with the teasing.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about Vala in general. But I love Claudia Black, so it's a mix. Everyone's gonna have their own taste. Unpopular
Yeah.
opinion from me, I don't like that Carson came back. I think that
Oh, yeah.
it weakened the character's sacrifice. The same reason that they didn't want to continue to do alternate reality episodes, that they kind of toned that down a lot after season 3 of SG1, because if someone dies or something happens to one of our people, there's a billion of them out there in the multiverse. So ours really is not of great consequence, and Teal'c is kind of alluding to that. So the reverse. So, but yeah, guys, I really appreciate you taking some time with me and sharing your podcast. So where can we listen to you or watch? Is it a video podcast?
It's a video podcast. It's on YouTube. Just
I
under
actually
Stargate
know, but
Fandom.
I wanted to ask.
Stargate Fandom
again.
podcast. Stargate Fandom podcast on YouTube and on Spotify. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank God for Spotify. It does all of the cascading for you. We're on Audible. We're over there. We're on Apple. We're over there. So yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. I love Dial the Gate, so I was so excited.
Yeah, like honestly, literally, we just finished an episode. We were talking about some stuff from Dial the Gate. Like, really, we literally recorded it like 2 days ago.
Say more. No.
I still have to edit that one.
Stargate for the first time, still not a Star Trek podcast.
Yep.
The still not a Star Trek podcast suggests that you've hammered out a number of these, and you're beating around the bush of avoiding that franchise. Is that the takeaway that I'm taking away?
It is partially a joke, and then partially a really smart Jeff was just marketing. SEO. That's exactly what it is. Jeff and I both. Go ahead, Jeff. Go.
We've been the #1 Star Trek podcast on Good Pods for about 2 years. For our Babylon 5 podcast that we do.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about it's Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. And this is Stargate for the first time, still not a Star Trek podcast.
Okay. So it's kind of your shtick.
Yeah, it kind of started the not a Star Trek podcast almost started tongue in cheek, because the show I had before was called Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast. And so to say not a Star, it was tongue in cheek, but also SEO, like they both worked for us.
It's a part of your branding at this point.
Yep. And it is, it's really become part of that thing. And we had a whole thing where, like, if we made a Star Trek reference, there was a buzzer, and oh, you're not allowed to do that, or stuff like that. We really played into it a lot with the other show. It got old real quick, as you can imagine, and so we sort of dropped it, and here we are.
So, Jeff, you haven't seen Stargate through?
That's correct.
Is that what is that the MO of your podcast?
It is. So our whole thing is that we're bad nerds because we haven't watched really important science fiction. And so that's why we started watching Babylon 5. Neither of us had watched it. And very early on, we're like, Jeff, you really should. And you should watch it along with us.
Darren has been telling me for years.
Yeah. But Brent kept making Stargate references through it. He's just like, you don't even know what that means. You don't know what that means. You should watch this. And there was no like conscious reason I never saw it. It just, in my life, I missed it, right? And kind of kept going. And so as we started to power down our first watch of Babylon 5, we started rolling into Stargate. And so it's on one hand, it's the traditional veteran viewer leads new viewer through the series. but because we're not a Star Trek podcast, we apply the lens of Star Trek, which is, what are you trying to teach us? What's the moral equivalency that you're throwing up for us to consider? And so Brent's watching it for the first time through that lens.
Yeah.
What is Stargate trying to tell us with this episode? And we went into it. Brent was like, probably not going to have a lot to talk about on these, and that has not been the case.
That's not true.
Yeah, there's been so much.
No, there's so much, and I've seen the series all the way through. SG1 I've seen untold number of times. Atlantis Universe, I've seen them, not as many, but I've certainly seen them. But really, like watching it with that, it's the Star Trek thing. Like we hang our hat on we're teaching morals. We're a thing. Applying that over analytical lens to like, what are we digging out of this show? It's been rather interesting. And I got to be honest, a lot of times I really suck at my job because I just get wrapped up in the show, like, cause I'm just a big fan of the show too. Like a lot of times with Star Trek, even Babylon 5, you're like, what is the writer trying to say? Versus now I can't do that. Because I don't think half the time, I don't think 9/10 of the time the writers are trying to say anything. It's more just what's there that I can pull out. Like what can I as a viewer, viewer of a piece of art interpret from what I'm seeing? And that's really how I have to approach Stargate, which is very different than the way I would approach a Star Trek or even a Babylon 5 to a lesser degree. That's just what am I taking from it, not what is Brad or Robert or Deloise
or
Malazi and Mully or any of those guys saying. Like, who cares? What am I getting out of it is really.
Peter joked tongue in cheek during production of season 9. About the writing process, because he goes in, they're like, well, what's it about? And he has to define what that is, just like Michael Piller was always like, well, what's it about? And so Peter said, well, think of like an episode like Lost City. Like, well, what's yours about, guys? Don't die.
Right. Right.
And I think you could argue noble sacrifice is a lesson in and of itself.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to make choices that are not ideal to get everyone that you love through a situation. And I think Cam encapsulates that. There's a scene.
Well, I'm gonna stop you. I want to stop you right there. I want to stop you right there. Jeff's he's only started season 8.
Yeah.
Like we're only into New Order. He's just past New Order, so want to keep him a little spoiler free on some of those.
I'm not going to spoil any of that, but I will spoil his line where he says to another character, he says, now you understand why it's so hard. It's not about it's not about risking your life that's so difficult. It's watching your friends take chances with theirs. That's really poignant. So so you're through season 7?
Yes,
Jeff,
I am.
What do you think? It's a pivotal that's Stargate's golden era right there.
Right. No, I understand. Like, was Evolution Part 2 was like the most viewed episode on Sci-Fi to date. It was such a big
didn't know
deal.
that.
And is that right, Brent? Is that what we found out?
It was, yeah.
Of SG1.
Of SG1, yeah. It was at the time. It was the most, like in the first 7 days or 30 days or whatever. However they measure that. Evolution Part 2 was the most viewed with, I want to say it was like 2.6 million households.
Nielsen.
And then Heroes came in not too far under it, and then Lost City was I think somewhere in between the two.
Wow.
So,
and I think when we take SG1 and we put it in that time frame, right? Like you said, the golden time of sci-fi. It was so its own thing, and it was so incredible. Anubis, just the concept of Anubis, this sort of kind of not quite ascended gold, just like, wow,
he's stuck.
And it's such an incredible concept, and that's who we're kind of working through. But then we're also doing all of this, I call it the Earth stuff, right? With dealing with Kinsey and all these things, and then Heroes. I watched that, and after I kind of, like, it took a while to process what had just happened, right, with Dr. Frasier.
So you were completely, Brent, he was completely blindsided.
He was yes. And there's the
Wow.
fake out earlier where you think Jack is the one who gets it, or at least they try to lead you to believe, and as a viewer you're nah. But you just don't see Janet coming at all.
No,
like you just don't. And he was he was almost ashen. And I say that without joke, like I'm not exaggerating. He was just, I can't believe what just happened.
I couldn't believe it. And I can look back on it, right? No, of course, all these things make it's great storytelling, and
the show was ending. Season 7 was it.
Yeah. And so let's ramp the stakes up and let's do all these things. But when we got to the end of that 2-parter, and I mean, I sat there in silence for a good chunk of time, and I just had to say, this is it's perfect. There is nothing you can do to improve on this. It was an incredible story. There was great action. There was intrigue. It made me feel. It made me angry. It made me sad. All of these things, right? It made me feel relieved. This entire journey.
It's catharsis.
And absolutely. And I think for a show that on the surface, Stargate SG-1, as a first-time viewer, on the surface is more about fun sci-fi, right? Like, we're going to go, it's going to be a little silly, we're going to have some cool stuff, we're going to have a big bad guy, but it's like we talked about, it's not Star Trek, it's so esoteric and philosophical.
It must mean something.
Right, yes, there's something here. But it turns out it is all those things, but in a much more personal way, right? Like when Frasier, I don't know, was in half the episodes. I don't even know. I'm totally making it up, but like she wasn't, and in a lot of them, she was only in it for a little bit, and I'm here to say
enough to make you care.
Yeah, it was enough that when we went into the infirmary in the next episode, I had to like take a second. I'm like,
oh, he did, yeah,
it's
true. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't be in here without her there, and so I think it's one of the things I love about SG-1. Is it just the characters are so connectable? I love them. You know what I mean? Like, I care about these characters. When they, the thing I don't know I'm ever going to be able to forgive, but when they pulled Jonas Quinn, good old JQ, when they pulled JQ and sent him back home and took him off the team.
He'd been permanently benched.
Yeah, I almost walked.
Loved Jonas. Yeah.
I was like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And then he showed up.
My old best friend came back. My new best friend is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he came back in Fallout, but they should have kept him in orbit.
Yep, absolutely. Great character. And I think and Brent kind of clued me in that at the time there was a lot of like, he's just a Daniel replacement. It's this. No, he was his own character. And there were times where he kind of filled the plot need of that smart
archetype.
Person. Exactly.
He's fitting that slot.
Yeah. That anyone would need to, any team would need to have that. But JQ is his own guy. He's not a Daniel Jackson. And he was fantastic, except for his hair in Fallout. That was weird.
Do you rewatch during the podcast, or do you talk about it after? What's the format? Jeff?
So, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, so we watch it live together during the podcast. So
it's a live recording, or you edit and post it later?
We edit and post. So
okay.
We just finished, like we said, through season 7. Our Patreon is up to season 5, and our YouTube and audio are on season 3. So, which is an interesting spot to with all those different time. I have to remember who I'm talking to.
Yeah,
for things, but essentially we have like a little intro piece. We play a game where I predict what the episode is going to be based on the title alone the week before. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's one of my favorite things that we do. It's so much fun, and it's fun to be so far off. But there's a couple, Brent, that I was like,
he's a good guesser, David. That's all I'll say. He's a good guesser.
We've been doing this a while, through things. It's but we had the one not too long ago where apparently he was talking the Chimera, right? Where it's like, actually has nothing to do with the episode and has to do with the episode. It's very meta sort of a thing. I never would have guessed that, right? But so we talk about the prediction, and then we pull it up, we watch it, we stop, we comment, react. Essentially for YouTube, we edit it into like a reaction style video, so it's shorter, and then we come out, hit any highlights. If Brent found messages, we talk about those messages. And then the biggest thing that we do, and and the community should be really grateful for this, David, I'm creating the objectively correct, immutable ranking of all the episodes of each season. So we go through, we finish it, I rank it, and it just so happens that where I'm ranking it is the correct, objectively correct.
It's definitive.
Ranking. It's definitive.
We're very fortunate to be blessed with such insight.
Yeah, it's great. It's a huge burden. I mean, it's a massive responsibility I take very seriously.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you bearing that cross.
Yeah, we watched Ergo and people disagree with me, but
with you, what are you talking about? With it?
With it is the ranking. You get
established ranking.
You get it. Yeah.
So no, 100%. No,
he was not on board with Ergo. No. And I almost fired him from the show. Yeah,
I just didn't find it fun at all.
The DeLuises are basically
right now
family to me at this point. So Peter and David and I were pretty darn tight. So
yeah. But that said, he loves,
and I'm not kidding. He's kind of pushing it. So.
I do love Pete. I loved Wormhole Extreme, like the other DeLuise centric ones. It just
he just met Pete Shanahan, played by David and stuff. So he's a big you're a big Pete Shanahan fan.
Yeah, I like Pete a lot.
Yeah,
he's kind of the perfect boyfriend. Like I want to date a Pete Shanahan.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is we're counting, Jeff.
Yeah, we have a tracking board. We're tracking some of the things that I understand are pretty standard. For crying out louds, how many of those happen?
Oh, right? Your quotables.
Yep, indeeds, we got those. Yeah. But the two that are a lot.
I have the actual count. Yeah, it is.
I would love to compare that. I would love to compare that with you because
it's
I know we've missed
all of
few.
the. Oh, it's great. Well, it's also which mouth is it coming out of? Is there a body swap? Is there a dimensional shift? Is it a different dimension of so and so? Go ahead.
So yeah, but the two fun things I think we're tracking that we don't get to track as much, but do track a shocking amount of the time are Sam boyfriends and Daniel deaths, which we've really defined down to when we watch Michael Shanks die on the screen, and that's quite a few times so far.
Yeah,
we should check your episode out, your podcast out, if we're onboarding some new fans, or is it one that we can watch as new viewers? Anyone out there who's not watched Stargate can actually watch this alongside you guys?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. And the way it's built is like from go, if you're watching it along with us, me and the person watching are going to be in the exact same place the whole time. Brent, we have a section in the beginning where Brent talks, who wrote it, who directed it, what are some, just interesting things about the episode. None of them are spoiler related, right? So
a lot of them come from you, David. Be honest with you. You're a big part of my research. So
okay. You mean Gate World?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
you and
your
Darren.
work and
yeah. Okay.
Well, I watch a lot of your interviews with the cast and the crew and stuff as well.
Yeah,
I try to pull some stuff from that as much as I can.
That's fair. Yeah, it's like your channel is kind of the alpha to Wormhole Extremists Omega, where we're specifically recommending that anyone who has not watched the show do not watch us. Because we are a live rewatch, and it's for seasoned veterans who already know things are coming. So we can actively spoil an episode and upcoming seasons while we watch. So I kind of like this idea to if you're brand new, let's go ahead and point you guys over to the Stargate for the First Time podcast. So where can we watch you guys?
You can watch
is the rewatch all audio? Or is there a...
So it's all so if you go to the audio, you're going to get the audio of the rewatch. So you'll hear the episode. It's the YouTube edited one, so you don't hear the entire episode. YouTube is our primary place to go. We're the Bad Nerds on there. We have our Babylon 5 stuff, SG1, and then there's some other reaction things that we've done individually. And then we have a Patreon page, of course, patreon.com/badnerds that has all of our unedited and full access stuff.
Okay, so if I want to watch or listen to the entire episode with you, Jeff, discovering it, the Patreon portal is where you do that.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it. It sounds like YouTube and Patreon, and where else can we hit you up?
Patreon, YouTube, Instagram at The Bad Nerds. We're not very active on social media. It turns out social media is a horrible place to be.
Yeah, it's not the greatest place to spend time. Statistically speaking.
Right. So. Yeah, but we are still on Instagram. Again, at The Bad Nerds, and then
and you can also catch our audio on all the major podcasting platforms: Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, Audible. We're on Audible. of all places.
Yeah, if you plug everything through Spotify, it cascades to all those.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it on Wormhole and Dial the Gate. So
yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. This was great.
Yeah,
David,
thanks,
thank you.
David.
This was an honor, man. You are you are a bit of a celebrity around these parts, and so it was such an honor to be invited to do this with you. And thank you so much.
100%.
I was told I'm
All
not
right,
allowed to
guys.
to read you or listen to you or even know you exist. So
Yeah.
this is a big moment for me.
I have Jeff and Dave from the Stargate Files. Guys, how you doing?
Doing awesome.
Pretty
Thank you
good.
for having us.
I'm thrilled to have you. How long has your program been around, and how did you discover Stargate, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, we started our Stargate Files back in February, and we just wanted to talk about the show. We felt like there's not a whole lot of like current rewatching and reviewing and revisiting the show. And we had a group of a few of us who were very much interested and wanted to get that going. And we just jumped right on in, did the pilot episode, and just went off from there.
So what is it that you guys do from, I mean, I know I've been on, but what is it that you guys do from week to week?
So most of the times, if there's any sort of like news, fun headlines from like say Gate World, or you got some new interviews that are dropping, we like to do a little news segment at the beginning. And it also kind of involved now two of our hosts were getting into 3D printing. And so it was like, hey, what new fun Stargate thing can we make now? And so you will always get like updates. And Skeeter, our other host, who is not with us on this round, but he is currently making the 3-foot wide Stargate Atlantis model.
Wow.
So,
Are we the city?
yep, the whole city.
Oh my, 3 feet. Is it going to be lit?
I think he wants to do that.
Oh man. Gosh.
He's
Dave, do you
arguing with
also
his
3D
wife where to
print?
put it.
Dave, do you also 3D print?
No, the other one was ABF. He
Yep.
also does the printing.
Wow, man, that's ambitious to have something that large. Didn't you do a staff weapon, Jeff?
No, that was Skeeter as well.
That's Skeeter. Okay, got
Yep.
it. Man.
Yeah, that one
guys.
looks really nice.
Okay, Dave, how long have you been a Stargate fan?
I saw the movie on opening day in the theater. So a while.
Okay.
And
Okay. So you followed
I
SG1
went-
Atlantis Universe all the way through?
No, I can't say that I did.
Okay.
I heard about the casting, and I wasn't terribly interested in Richard Dean Anderson as Jack O'Neill because I knew him from MacGyver, and I just didn't think he'd be a good fit. But eventually I did get around to watching the episodes as they started coming out on DVD. And, well, he changed my mind. He actually was a very good Jack O'Neill. And, yeah, and then from there I just kept buying DVDs and binging the seasons as they came out. I didn't really watch it live.
Yeah. So okay, so just the last few years you've been more of a fan? Or is this a while ago?
This is a while ago. Like
Okay.
I started collecting the DVDs back when they first started coming out with the complete sets.
Oh, the big
So-
box sets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Now, what is it? 2004, 5, 6, somewhere around there. They just started
Yeah, that
cranking
sounds
them out
about
every
right.
few months when MGM got on board the DVD box set train, and they were so big they took up way too much space.
Yeah.
But no, I sold mine years ago. Got rid of them. So.
So did
Um,
I. And I regret that decision
Do
to this
you?
day. Oh yeah. I
You can get
wish
them
I
on
would have
eBay
kept them.
for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So if I've actually sold a couple of my Stargate props and regretted it, and so I went and bought them back. So,
There you go.
things come and go. So what is it? So is it a review show specifically? And is it?
Yes.
But it's not during, like, you're not rewatching live.
Correct. It's we do 2 episodes every week.
Okay.
We're doing like Point of No Return and Tangent tonight, and we actually have a fun guest coming on with us.
Okay.
And so we're gonna rewatch it, and then we like to talk about some of our favorite moments. Then we do favorite lines, things that maybe didn't work with the episodes. Then we kind of give it a score. So yeah, it's a nice little quick, easy breakdown.
So things that didn't work. So you have quibbles.
Sometimes
We
Yep.
do.
Okay. All right. 100%. Now that's a tangent is a hard episode for me to point any. I guess I could for a couple, but for largely I think it's one of those shows that's pretty much perfect. I just love I think it's my favorite Jack and Teal'c episode if I had to pick one. So
Right.
how aggressively do you guys release? What is your schedule? Do you do one a week? How far ahead are you? Because these are pre-recorded, right?
No, we are a live stream.
You are live. That's right. You were live. I remember that now.
Yep.
That's correct. All right.
And if we need to, we pre-record, like if schedules or a particular guest is like, hey, I'd love to be on with you, but this doesn't work for our schedule. Case in point, on Monday, we have an interview with Vanessa Angel coming on with us. And of course, we got to do that in the afternoon. So we all kind of like made our schedules cleared for that one.
Very nice. No, Vanessa's great. Tell her David says hello.
Will do.
This David.
Yep.
But yeah, so what is something poignant from this series that sticks with you? And I'm not talking about heroes. I'm talking about something that is kind of like a sci-fi idea takeaway or a moral of the show or something that really, and Dave, I want to start with you. What's something that really captivated you and sticks with you? I think I've mentioned previously with previous podcasts that I had on earlier in this episode that we're recording for, the idea in learning curve, where you have a society that's completely subjugated by their technology and wipes their kids' minds, and for them it's completely normal, and for us it's like, what are you doing? But for them it's like, this is how it is, and who are we to come in and completely upend their civilization? What was it for you?
I would have to say probably 2010 and 2001. The ideas that a superior, advanced alien beings could come in and slowly wipe us out over time without us even realizing it.
You'll find we are a very patient people.
Yes.
It's one of the most insidious lines from the show.
Yep. And it's just how they do it. And it's very poignant because there are some real life connections to some of those things. There are people that I believe are fooling around with things that they probably shouldn't be. And I think that those episodes are a great warning that we should be careful with, especially biological technology. That stuff is dangerous.
It's going to be very easy to create some very sideways stuff. I also think of it in terms of, some countries look at their objectives in terms of 4 years. There are other countries on this earth that look at their objectives in terms of centuries. Jeff, what about you?
Oh man, that's a really good and deep question there. Honestly, whenever I think of something of that akin, I want to go straight to, goofy choice, window of opportunity. And I know it's just basically Groundhog Day, but I like how it reminds you, like, remembering the past, not trying to go back in time to change it, and having to go through the loops over and over again. It tests your mettle, and it tests your psychological conditioning and just what you have to go through with that. And I know that's not exactly like the most sci-fi concept.
Well, I mean, dude, the last time I did it, I was only stuck for like 3 weeks. So, but I mean, tell me about your experience. So I could really apply this to my life.
So, but the show has timeless morals throughout almost all the episodes. There's always something to take away, and they dress it in a nice sci-fi setting. I think Dave had a really good example of 2010 and 2001 with just that whole concept of an alien race could slowly but surely wipe us out. Reminds me a little bit of the original mini series a little bit. They came to Earth to help us. Oh, and what they're really doing is they're kind of grooming us to take us out, take over, use us as slaves, and all that.
Or the Talons in Earth Final Conflict. So I think they're both, in each case, I think they're both dying races.
Yes.
Which series is your favorite, guys? Dave?
It's got to be SG-1.
Okay. Jeff?
I'm an SG-1 guy, but I really like them all, to be honest, except Infinity.
How much of Infinity have you seen?
All of it.
You have.
And I wish I could scrub that from my brain.
Really?
To be honest with you. I did not like it.
Well, how old were you when you saw it?
In my 25s.
Your 25s? Okay.
Yep.
All 12 months of the 25s. I have seen about half of it so far, and if I was 5'6", I would enjoy it. It's not made for me. You know?
Oh yeah, clearly for us older
it's made
people.
for the little gators.
Yep.
It's one of the things that I was pushing for when we had Stargate Network over at MGM was we need to add Stargate Infinity to the digital collection because it was a website. We had an app. You could watch the episodes as many times as you wanted. We need to add Infinity on there to get the little gators invested. Yeah. Which episodes are you looking forward to reviewing the most? You're on season 4 of SG-1.
I'm actually looking forward to the final episode because that's when we have to start blowing up the solar system, so to speak.
Yeah, that was fun.
You mean Hala, or the Asgard planet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, this
or
is
the Toker planet.
This is the Toker planet.
Toker planet.
It's right after Double Jeopardy. It's Exodus.
Oh, you're talking season 4 finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do you mean in general?
I said unending. And you said yes. Season 10.
Oh, unending is like, I'm not a fan of that episode.
I
liked the episode. It was a terrible finale.
Oh, you didn't like it as a finale?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they were stuck in amber?
Unending is the ending of season 10 for Stargate SG-1.
It's the series finale.
I remember that being the time loop one with Teal growing the gray hair, and then they escape out of that.
The time dilation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it technically loops. He does go backwards, but it's a somber note to finish on in many ways. So, Dave, what are you planning on What are you looking forward to reviewing?
Well, I said it earlier. I'm looking forward to 2010, and I like the next one coming up too that we're doing tonight.
Tangent?
Not Tangent.
Point of No Return.
I like Point of No Return a little bit better than Tangent.
Yeah,
but
I'm
that's
not
just me.
In outer space.
I'm from outer space.
The shot with the blade of grass on his head, I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
I have a screenshot that we do screenshots and slides, and that is one of them, actually.
Absolutely. No, it's a good show, and they really they gave us a lot in 17 seasons, which is understandable because it was 17 seasons. But
oh yeah.
Guys, where can we find you? And where are your socials?
For Suns and Shadows on the YouTube side, you just look up Suns and Shadows, add a cast at the end because it'll pull up something else. But we have basically the logo is the little S logo with a flame through it of sorts, or a flare. But yeah, YouTube, Suns and Shadows, and that's where we hang out. But we also are on Twitter and Facebook. Just look up Suns and Shadows there, and you will pop us up. No problem.
All right. You want to show us a couple of your 3D Stargate pieces, Jeff?
Let's see. I got.
Isn't there one to your right that we've been staring at? Ah, very nice.
The mini Atlantis.
Yes, absolutely. Wow, looky there. What about the Zat gun?
Yeah, this I got from Skeeter.
Oh, I see.
So it's in the
good
fixed position. I like it like that though.
Yeah, I prefer it like that as well.
And don't drop it. There we go.
Yeah, Very cool.
And that's what I got for.
What do you want to create that you haven't yet?
Nothing Stargate terribly related. I do want an Anubis ship, mothership when we get to there, and I upgrade my printer. But otherwise, I want to work on Farscape models. I'm a big Farscape guy.
So Moya. Okay.
And Talon, yeah.
And Talon. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's very cool. I have not seen more than a handful of episodes of it. Bits and pieces, but it's one of those that I'm planning on sitting down and watching at some point. I loved the Muppets, but I have a hard time taking them seriously. I have a hard time taking Rigel seriously. Does he? I don't.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
So yeah, but it's certainly well acted, and it's very colorful and fun. And the Blu-ray, I think the Blu-ray looks pretty good.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, is Stargate all you guys are reviewing or planning on reviewing, or is there anything else?
No, just going through the shows. We may, when we cycle out, we've covered everything. We might reevaluate and do something different with the show. We had an idea on how this was originally supposed to go, but it didn't work out. And I'm not going to divulge that because that is still a very possible idea for doing something different with Stargate and still rewatch it and talk about it again.
Do you guys, Dave, do you guys trade out every once in a while, or are all three of you on every episode?
We try and have all three on every episode. Okay. Commitments, sometimes people miss one, but most of the time we try and have all three.
But all three of you are capable of engineering?
I don't know if Thor Skeeter is, but...
Okay, so two of the three of you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk about this project and enlightening us on your love for the show, and appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, appreciate having us on.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
You. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I love your Naquita generator and ZPM. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that.
New Zealander and an Aussie created those.
Those are very nice.
Yeah, the ZPM is thrumming right along, but if you look at it in the room, it's not. So it's kind of it didn't really do that in the show, the way that you guys are seeing it, but I kind of like it that way.
Yeah.
And the Naquita generator he did a great job. My plans were derailed because the thing that happened has happened, and I had to reorder them. So I'm thrilled to be able to get you guys on this episode, which is specifically talking about Stargate fan podcasts from around the web. So you guys represent Germany.
Of course.
Okay. And what's your show called?
Tauri Talk.
Tauri Talk. Okay.
Yes.
And have you guys
powered by Stargate Project DE.
Okay, Stargate Project. All right.
Yes.
Have you guys had an episode since the announcement came out?
Yeah, we did a special announcement episode like the day after the announcement. So, of course, I think all the three German Stargate podcasts tried to get out a special episode as soon as possible with our ideas on what could possibly be there.
What's the general mood been?
I would say mixed because, of course, we are all thrilled. But also, we all know that in the last few years there were some continuations of series which were not the best. Mm-hmm. So the first reaction was like, "Oh, hopefully they don't screw it." But then, of course, we talked about who will be on there, who will be working on this, and that's making us really hopeful. At least for me, that's the case.
Karina?
Yeah. I think they can everything do in the new show, but I hope they didn't take a relationship between Daniel and Vala. So that's the only point.
More shippers and more anti-shippers.
Yes.
That's the way of it.
And
everything's about sex except sex. Sex is about power.
Yeah, sex sells.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't worry about that too much. I don't think it's a whole new. I suspect sooner or later we will find out about those things. But I really suspect Daniel will be a free agent if we ever see him again. Certainly, Michael thinks that his likelihood of settling down is unlikely. So what is it that you guys talk about on Tauri Talk? We talked a little bit about this, I think, in the German episode, but I really want to do it like a deep dive of like, so there are other two other German rival Stargate podcasts. What do you do to separate yourself from the pack?
We talk not about every episode. So Uwe's other podcasts talk about every single episode in the series, and we talk about a character. Order? In order, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the other podcast is doing a rewatch podcast.
Okay. I apologize, Karina. And you talk about?
Yeah, and we talk about a character. So we talk about Sam, Daniel, Mitchell, Vela. Then we talk about technologies. Well, the ZPM in the
yeah, and Stargate news.
The Stargate news. Or we talk about the species. So the Asgard, the Tollens we have in the last episode. So that's
both of them
different about the other podcasts.
So you break down content from the canon and share it in a new format.
Yes.
Okay. Do you just do on-screen canon, or do you also cover the role-playing games and the novels when talking about, say, the Asgard?
Yeah. So mostly we speak about the on-screen canon. Of course, as the main canon, we don't go too deep into the additional canon, the extended canon. But if sometimes there's something really relevant there or really interesting, we pack it in there. Okay. Karina has that great magazines, which often contradict the canon. So sometimes we speak about that's how it is in a series, and that's how, for example, Stargate magazines explained it, and what's the difference and stuff like that. Yeah,
the German publications.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they have beta canon.
Yeah, you can say so. There was a time where you could order a abonnement for Stargate DVDs, and each month you get a DVD with a magazine, and the magazine is covering stuff being in these episodes, and they were really loose about the canon, so sometimes they really talk bullshit in there, contradicting what's in the episode. So the authors were not really good, but it's sometimes funny to discuss the differences and what if.
So I've seen the one that was made for the UK. Where is the DVD slipped in that? Where would that be found inside of that? I'm curious, because as Americans, we don't have things like that over here. We just have we would have had the DVD box sets. But can you open up the magazine and show where the DVD would have been inside of it, or is?
No, the DVD was with a DVD box packed.
Yes,
in
with a small DVD package. With 2 episodes every.
So it's not attached DVD. To the magazine. Okay.
No. The magazine was packed with a DVD box.
Oh, okay.
With small DVD boxes with only 3 episodes every box.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And they would come out once a month, once every 2 months?
Every 2 weeks, or
I'm not sure, but I think it was like once a month. But it's way before. So
yeah,
I was born.
That small. No, not before I was born, but before I was really that deep into the fandom. So I just bought the DVD box where you have like 10 cases, and each case is one season. So I have the small package.
And they didn't finish it, so it's only the first 7 or 8 seasons of Stargate and
SG-1.
SG-1, yes, and 2 seasons of Atlantis, and then they cut.
That's really.
I wonder if they ran out, the license ran out, or if they weren't making money, or. Geez, I did not know that.
I don't know.
So is that for just Germany, or was that all of them? Because I didn't know that about the UK.
this magazine was just for Germany, Switzerland, and Austria.
Okay.
Just for the German speakers.
Got it. All right. Well, there you go.
And when you collect all the DVD boxes and you line them on your shelf, it's a great big picture all over them. So
Yeah.
my co-podcast from the other podcast has it in his room, so it's really nice looking.
2
But
meters
it's
of DVD
unfinished. Yeah.
boxes.
That's it.
That's
So-
a collector's thing for
That's-
Rudy fans.
You can say unfinished to all kinds of things about Stargate now, can't you? So, how long do you guys go back? When did you start the show? What year and how many episodes have you had? And what year and how many episodes have you had so far?
You mean with the podcast?
Yeah. Apologies. Yes.
Yeah. So the podcast started 2021. But at first, the two girls from Stargate Project started it with having a host, like a discussion host, and the two girls discussed the topics, and the guy had to leave, and they weren't able to do it on their own. And then they were searching for someone new to host the podcast, but they wanted to speak themselves. And Karina and I raised our hands, and so the Stargate Project said, "Oh, that's great! If you're two, maybe you can just take over the podcast." So we took over like 2020. Not sure.
Yeah, let's have a look. One moment, please. So,
So it's just like 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago we started, and the podcast started 4 years ago.
in the beginning of 2023,
That's when you
we
guys
started
joined.
with our season 2, we call it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I break seasons up by years at this point. Thank God. Gives me an excuse to have a break. What have you not covered yet, besides the obvious, that you're really interested in sinking your teeth into, besides the new show? What are you really excited about that's coming down the pipe? And do you pre-record or do you do it live?
Oh, we do pre-record.
Okay.
Doing it live would make it necessary to have a better plan on when we record and to announce it. So because of a job and stuff like that, we often move our dates around, mostly because of my schedule. And Karina, happily is more flexible than I. So we do pre-record and do a little bit of cutting and then publish it. But I don't think that there would be a great benefit of having a live, because the format itself doesn't really allow that you interact with comments or something like that.
Okay.
It would derail the discussion too much, I think. Yep.
So you guys have been at this for a little while now. What episodes are coming up that you have planned that has content that you're really looking forward to exploring from the franchise?
Yeah, lots of characters. So one of the characters is Walter. So we talk about Walter. Yes, I love Walter. Then Elizabeth Reel.
Okay.
So everyone from Atlantis. What we have the Aska ships.
Okay.
Ship,
You
no?
dedicate an
wanna talk
episode
about?
to one ship or an episode to Asgard ships?
Asgard ships.
Okay. There we go.
All of this, yeah. One episode of Atlantis, the city Atlantis.
City itself.
We want to talk about of the race, the Ori, in the next year. The plan.
Okay. So you got a few irons in the fire. For the episode with covering Walter, have you considered reaching out to Gary Jones to ask him to come on and talk about it?
No.
Why not? Your English is great.
You think really? Thank you.
I can understand you guys just fine. So
Okay.
I think that you need to reach out to him. I think you guys need to
We
get yourselves
have some guests, but it's just from the other podcasts of Uwe's podcast, Chevron 10, or from Stargate Project. But it's just minimal.
Until now, we had guests mainly German speaking. So would be really interesting to have him there. I mean, Kirina, as you say, the English is better than your English is better than you think. So,
do you know how I got my first audio podcast with Amanda Tapping?
Tell us.
Asked.
You just ask, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it could be a great idea to when you speak about the character. We planned to do an episode with Walter and Sila combined because we try to have always around an hour of discussion. So sometimes we add topics together to. I mean, Walter is a great character, but you cannot talk like an hour about what.
I think.
Walter could be, but Sila would be hard.
You could probably talk about Walter for an hour.
Yes.
So there's, but do you try to shoot for an hour show?
For like an hour.
Okay.
Around an hour, yeah. So yeah, maybe if we split it up, we could reach out to him and give it a shot. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? He could say no, and that would be okay. But he could say great, and we would be blessed. So you just didn't think about something like that.
Right.
You gave us a great idea. So.
Yes. Oh, I saw the actor of Walter in the May on the FedCon in Bonn, and he said he didn't know why all the guys love him.
Yeah.
And we all stand there and say, "Walter is no Stargate without Walter."
He's the working man. He and Siler keep it on.
Yes.
That's all there is to it.
No Stargate without Walter.
That's it. You know. He is the guy who keeps the light on.
Yes.
No one is more. Look, the officers are very important. My father was an officer. The enlisted guys, it's like the below the line employees at a film or television studio. They are the ones who get it done.
Yes.
So there's a great deal of pride that Gary has in that character, and that is the reason why he's continually
and he's
heralded by fans.
And he's not just a background character.
Correct.
We have a lot of hilarious scenes where this normally really being in the back character has his moments. So, for example, like when he turned to get himself a coffee, turning back, and the Stargate is gone, and the facial expressions this man can do. So we have a lot of scenes like that where Walter or Sila being sort of a background character, but moving in the center for just a few seconds. It's hilarious, it's great, and then we move on with the story.
That's it.
I mean,
then we move on.
Sometimes a whole episode. We watch a whole episode, and Sila just says 3 words, but these are the 3 words. This is the moment you remember when you think about the episode.
I think you're going to get fired.
I think that, yeah.
What do you think? I think you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
That's cool, guys.
Sometimes some in German say Walter is the Walter O'Reilly in Stargate from the Mesh 4077. Radar, yes.
That's why Rick named him that. And Rick often said, I forget who told him it's not his name in 2010. And Rick turned to him and said, "It is now."
Yeah. And it was.
Exactly. What are you going to do? He's AP.
This is so iconic. And so I think this is why Stargate didn't work without Walter. So he's the guy in the background, and we need this.
Yep. Pushing buttons. Guys, thank you so much for sharing your podcast. And we'll be putting the links in the description below. You guys, we're so excited to be able to watch this new show all together.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. So great to have you guys.
I hope you guys had a good time exploring these other episodes. Yvie and Nicole haven't seen anything yet, so they have no idea what's going on. But I'm just saying that. But where can we be found, Yvie?
Oh, geez. Okay, so we're across, I think, multiple social media and podcast platforms, and you can primarily find us on YouTube at it's just Wormhole Extreme.
Wormhole
I'm looking it up now.
Our name, Yvie. Our
Wormhole
name.
Extremists.
That's it.
Wormhole Extremists.
That's it. That's right. We'll put a link in the description below. But I really wanted to thank you guys for coming on and helping me with this one, because this has been an interesting process. I started off with this not knowing that there was a 4th series coming, and I ended it with one. And so I had to remove some of the information that some people said, because it was no longer relevant at that point. So everyone's kind of had to pivot a little bit. So we're gonna see how things go, and with this new show on the horizon, there's going to be much more collaboration now, because Darren and I, especially through Dial the Gate and Gate World, are bringing as many people together as possible as the announcements unfold, so that when this show does come out, we're going to have something cool. But if you think you like our vibe, check us out. If you like some of the other vibes, some of the other podcasts, check them out. That's why we did this episode. But yeah, thanks for hanging, guys. And season 6 is going to be coming out really soon. Thank you for helping me wrap up this season of Dial the Gate. We only got a couple more episodes left by the time this one gets uploaded. And that's it. So yeah, thanks, guys.
It's been a big year, guys. Big year.
It has been bigly. It's been bigly. Yeah, everyone
It's
agrees.
been bigly.
More references I don't get.
I'm better off that way. All right. We'll see you out there. Bye now.